Back to my channel. So we're starting our analysis from the monthly time frame for JPY basket to tell us what JPY wants to do for the week. Now I have a sweep of liquidity. Liquidity was being swept above here, and I also have here another sweep of another liquidity below, right? Sorry, I'll call that external range liquidity on 1 month time frame, and I have here another external range liquidity with a failed swing point. That's like a mitigation block, sorry. Now my higher for my Fibonacci from this high to this low, right? What do I have? I have an order block above here. I'm expecting price to buy up. I'm expecting price to buy up, right? I'm expecting price to buy up, meaning we're in the discount area. And don't forget, one day has to align with the monthly time frame, right? That's what one day should do. One day should align with what the monthly time frame is telling us. So on the one day, I'm waiting for a change of character. But if you look at our 1 week time frame, right? On the 1 week time frame, we have here we have here a fair value gap. Is there any fair value gap here? I have to expand that. Sorry. I have to expand it to confirm if there's any fair value gap here. Even there's a tiny one. Okay, there's a tiny fair value gap inside here for the 1 week time frame. And if you look at this, will be a trend line liquidity. But don't forget, I'm following the 1 week movement, right? That means one day always shows us one days always shows us liquidity. So I'm looking at this to happen. Price creating the low, then going up again to create the body, created the low. Let me delete this. So price created the low of the week, that's for Monday. Then one goes up again to create the main movement before finally closing again, right? Just like a daily candle. So I'm looking at price to come down. This has created the low of the week. The low of the week has been created. That's already in Tuesday. Now, what grabbed my attention? Normally, my eyes would have been on this other block here, right? But what grabbed my attention is I was just bored and I was looking at the chart again, and I realized that there was an inner structure inside here. Can you see this? Making this a failed swing point, a mitigation block. Making that a mitigation block, this candle here, that's what grabbed my attention. I was looking at it and I was like, oh my god, something was being created there. Can you see it? One, two, three. There was a mitigation block here, right? So this whole candle is a mitigation block zone. So I'm not really expecting a full sell. I'm expecting a buy that will go and clear out this high here, right? But now what I've seen here, I'll just label it as 1 day MBT. Yeah, that's what I saw, and I was like, okay, let's see what market wants to do. Now it's selling, no problem, but I'm looking at 1 hour time frame for price to do a change of character above here. So I'm not really worried for any sell taking place. Yes, I've gotten the sell. That's for the buy on JPY, but that was what drew my attention. I was like, no, I'm going to wait and ignore this whole trade for now. Normally people would have entered this whole, I wanted to enter this buy. That was yesterday morning around, I think around what time? I think it was 5 a.m. or 4 a.m. New York session time. But I was like, nah. What I'm looking at now on JPYP is looking at our higher time frame. On the monthly time frame, I have what here? I have a sweep of liquidity above here. Price has swept liquidity. Buy side liquidity has been taken out. And what do I have here? I have the weekly chart, right? In the weekly chart, what do I have? The last break of structure was around here. But don't forget I told you that the monthly and the daily has to align with each other, right? Now, if I go down to the daily chart, right? On the daily chart now, if you look up here, there's another internal range liquidity. That's what grabbed my attention again. 1D, sorry, 1D FEVG IRL. That's what grabbed my attention because why? There's a break of structure here for 1 day. Many people be entering it for a buy. They are not wrong. That's what their buyer says. But if I look at JPY pounds, right? JPY pounds is telling me a different story. That price will still go down. Price will still going to what? It's going to buy up because of the shift that happened inside here. And I'm sure people, a lot of people will not really see it because I had to look at the chart like 4 times for me to know that something was there. Normally, I wouldn't have seen it myself, but I was just bent on not entering any trade on Monday because I know Monday trades are based on accumulation. And I know how the way you guys do London, New York session, how candle is being created, Asian, London, and New York session. The formation of one daily candle, you can align it to a weekly candle formation. That happens on Mondays. And on Tuesday, change of character. So I was just looking at a shift of character. That'll be tomorrow morning, that'll be Tuesday morning. If you dare bite up, that means this swing point that is being created has to be cleared. And this is internal range liquidity, which I'm already on a fair value gap on a daily time frame, right? But I'm aligning it that structure with what they're calling it with JPY basket. And if you look inside here also, there is what? There's liquidity sweep here. There's a liquidity sweep around there. So I might be wrong. It's just my bias on how I see the market. And I'm aligning it with what? JPY basket and also GPJPY. So this is liquidity here and also a fair value gap around here. So I'm looking for a sell. This week I'm looking for price to sell. Okay. So that I'm looking at because there's an internal range liquidity zone. So something very, very straightforward, right? So let's see how it plays out. And don't forget to go to my channel, ask your questions. I'm always very, very happy to teach and share my knowledge. And I keep learning more and more every day. Thank you so much.